Okay. Peace and blessings, all my beautiful people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. And you know I need all the support I can get. We almost had 3,000. You hear my voice a little hoarse. That's my allergies. But I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna definitely give you guys some information. We got a lot of things to talk about. I mean, when it comes down to this whole Diddy situation, this thing went from a discussion to disgusting, man. And we're gonna cover a few things today, and a lot of other things I have to bring up for you guys. But how are you guys doing this morning, man? I'm hoping you guys are feeling good, ready to get at whatever you have to do out there to get through the day. And I hope you guys are coming up with new ways and ideas of just living your life in a better way, a better route, taking a better route, or whatever you're doing. And yeah, let's just jump into it nice and early. Okay, shouts out to everybody. Queens get the money. Y'all already know what it is. New York, New York City. Everybody out there that always supports the channel. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And yeah, so let's start it off with Diddy once again. So Diddy, right now we're hearing that first of all, we heard that, a guy by the name of Punisher, which was one of his I don't know what you would call these guys, escort or one of these types of men, he got on the stand and I guess he spoke his truth. And it doesn't, everything that I'm hearing up to this point, it sounds disgusting, it sounds horrible, it sounds like a guy that's been covering up his life, and behind the scenes he's been taking advantage of people. And I think the character that they have on Diddy is fitting him like a glove. It's fitting him, man. You know, I heard a few things. I didn't get a chance to go over everything. I didn't get a chance to jump on YouTube. I had a lot of things going on. Like I told you guys, I'm working very hard behind the scenes. I'm a creator, entrepreneur, whatever you may call it, and I'm just doing my thing. When it comes to the point where the YouTube balances out, maybe then at that point we can see some kind of I'll add another day or something on, and always, because I always want to get up with you guys and just hear from the people on how they're taking it. And it's crazy. So another thing I wanted to bring to you guys too, I was watching The Art of Dialogue, right? And shouts out to The Art of Dialogue, always doing their thing. And they had another interview, a new interview with Freddie P, which was a band from the making of the band of Bad Boy Records. He was signed to Diddy at a point, and he was one of the members of making of the band. And he had a few things to say about, because he's been tuning into the case, and he had a few things to say about Diddy as well as the people that was around him. And this is kind of what we're up to. Remember, I told you guys they are releasing names. They're releasing names. So far, they released the names of the sex workers, or what you'll call them, and they also, I'm hearing, releasing names on some rappers that Diddy. There's a list that that he possibly slept with. And I want you guys to listen to, what's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning. I want you guys to listen to what Freddie P said. This was from The Art of Dialogue. I'm just gonna give you guys the audio so you guys can hear what Freddie P was saying about Diddy.
And that's the problem with his situation was when she wanted out, when she noticed that the promises weren't fulfilled, you wouldn't let her out. And now it become torture. Now it become against my will. Now it become fear. And all the course is trying to do is prove that
It's
this is
Freddie P.
repetitive behavior. This occurred more than once. This is what he done. This was a lifestyle. The people around him lived this lifestyle. You think Stevie J don't like come on him? You think Stevie J hang out with a fruit and not a fruit? You think Stevie J don't like come? Listen, the man
What?
lives to stay on puffy couch, bro. Like he do like whatever he have to do to stay on puffy couch. So you think Stevie J ain't done drunk a gallon of puff cum? You the one.
When I heard Freddie P's interview on Art of Dialogue, I said to myself, man, like, what's going on here? This is the reason why, like, you can't really take anybody's word that from the people that's trying to hold him down in his I guess you could say former circle, because we don't know if he slept with them. So Freddie P is claiming that there's a possibility that Diddy's probably slept with Stevie J too. Now, do I see Stevie J sleeping with him? Not, I can't really see any. This lines are so blurry right now, but it's, you know, these are people that have been working with him. And I also heard that Harv Pierre is set to testify against Diddy as well. I don't know how true that is, but they're saying that Harv Pierre, which was Diddy's, I believe that's the vice president of Bad Boy, he's set to testify. So these are all the people that was around him. And I also seen another interview where there was a guy on Cam Capone, and he had an interview and he was saying that how he was in the other studio when when Diddy came in, stormed in and hung Wale over a balcony. My whole thing is like, I don't understand, like, if somebody does that to you, what are you just gonna run and hide or stay under a rock? You can't do that. I mean, you gotta. It's gonna be some kind of repercussions behind this, right? But seemingly, Diddy, he was stretching his power to the people that he knew he could take advantage of, and it's almost like chasing his girl around. Even if she's doing it in the studio, he's chasing her around because he can't trust her, and maybe he can't even trust himself. So whoever she's around, he feels like, oh, she's gonna end up sleeping with him or messing with him. So it just goes to show you what type of mentality the man had. It's kind of crazy to see it get up to this point. I'm also hearing that, like, you know, as far as Kid Cudi testifying, is because behind the scenes, you know, Diddy was he blew up his car, and when asked if, you know, they asked Diddy at one point that, you know, what about the car, you know, when he was trying to apologize to the guy, and he said, what car? So he kind of had his play. He's trying to make his play to cover up everything he can. I mean, at this point, we're realizing they're at desperate measures. Now, I don't know when it comes down to the case what's going to stick to the wall, or what's going to, you know, or what's going to be helpful for the man. But all I can say is at this point, man, it don't look good. It doesn't look like he's not going to be doing time. You know, it kind of looks like the character play that they're playing out on him, by the time all of this is over and the people that's just testifying against him, that's probably when they're going to slip into federal charges and the things that, you know, equal up to sex trafficking and all types of things that we've been hearing. So right now I'm kind of like stuck in limbo just to see and hear more information that's going on, but it doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look like it's because the threatening people, and that could, these are all different things that could fall. You could fall into extortion with some of this stuff. So many different angles they can take. We're just up to this point to see what convinces the jury that this man should be in prison for I don't know how much time in his life. But yo, man, when I tell you about this whole bad boy situation, man, and it's all behind chasing chicks and that don't necessarily want to be with you, or chicks that's vulnerable, and at a young age where you're trying to mold them into this, to this, like almost like a sex slave. And that's what it sounds like, you know. All of this baby oil, all of this stuff it's not normal for an average man, or a man that, you know, that knows how to put it down in the bedroom. These are things that comes with drug addiction and addiction to sex and things like that, that makes a person that just go all the way to the left and try to do something, or overpower somebody to do whatever he wants them to do. And then you have workers coming in, and it becomes a lifestyle that's just too toxic. We know this as people, everyday people. It's the lifestyle that he was trying to live. It was too toxic. And with the money that he had, that made it that much worse to make it go on longer. But it still is going to come to a halt. That's just how it works, man. I think a lot of dudes, a lot of mistakes made in putting these people in prison is either, if they're not stealing, it always has something, it has something to do with a female. Them probably not trying to get somebody that they're, you know, that they can't have. Because in this industry, we see it all the time that everybody tries to sleep with everybody's chick, and not everybody's for that. I'm not for that. I'm not for that. If I feel some way about a certain person, and I got somebody that's in my same if that's in my same line of work, or even in the same place that I work, and they're sleeping with my chick also, well, then she's not my chick. You can go about your business. We don't get down like that. I don't know where these people been. I don't know how these people been raised, but you know, my thing is my thing, and that's how it go. If it's not, and if I have to share it, I don't want it. That's just simple as that. I mean, come on. There's only certain things that you share in this world, and your lady, somebody that you're saying that you love, it's not that. So basically, what I see happening is he goes for chicks that he can necessarily take, like just take over their minds. And even dudes out there too. He hangs, there's certain things that Diddy has hanging over some of these rappers' head that we don't know about just yet. But we're gonna hear a lot of stories, and you're gonna hear the rappers trying to, trying to run and hide, and because I haven't heard a lot of the people that's been mentioned as far as like other rap dudes and stuff. I don't hear if they're saying he slept with some rappers, then where they at? Because at the end of the day, they're hiding. He even mentioned Ray J's name. So I'm saying all these people that the people that he's slept with and the people that he's had around him has been weird, man. That's why, you got to be very careful with these types of people. And it's not, this is beyond just Diddy. There's a lot of weird people out there that when they reach a certain status, the things that they thought that they couldn't have, they still can't have it. Like as far as females and things like that. But now they buy into it, and now it's like almost like they're trying to push their power around. And Wale, I'm ashamed that he's not even trying to fight back or just letting a man hang you over the roof like you vanilla ice. Come on now. These are things that you just can't go for as a man. You can't, I don't care how much power you think the man got. He gonna hang you over the thing, and then you just gonna keep your mouth shut and just go about your business or stop your career at that point. Come on, man. These are things that you have. People like that should always be called out because there's always somebody that can match that energy. I'm telling you, there's always somebody that can match that energy. All of this, like, I even heard the dude, Roger, his bodyguard, Roger Bonds, he was saying a few things on one of these interviews. I think it might have been Art of Dialogue. I'm not sure, but he was saying some things on Diddy in this interview, and it's a recent interview, just speaking on the case as well. And it's kind of like, yeah, man, he's doing this. He's doing it in front of the people that he has their mind control already, like Dawn. All of these people that you hear that was around, that was witnessing him do whatever he wants. It's because he felt comfortable doing it around them because he knew they was going to keep their mouth shut. So he did form up a sense of power within his head that makes him say, you know what, I can get away with this. And then the nerve of him to try to extort Cassie's mother, these are types of charges that people are not really paying attention to. These are big charges. Like if he does something to somebody's daughter and then pays their parents off, it's kind of like that is a form of extortion. These are things that we have to really pay attention to. Now, when it comes down to a lot of this stuff going against the charges that they first presented, no, they're not sounding like the same charges. It sounds like the more they bring more people into this case, the case is kind of like building on its own. It's building up to a point where I don't know where it's going to end, man. It's a lot of disgusting things. For the fellas out there, you got to be careful of the ladies, man. You go for the people that love you. Stop going for people that you think that they just, because a lot of these females, especially, and I'm not just saying this for Cassie, but people, they're looking for opportunities. But within that opportunity, you can screw yourself up by taking advantage of them. So it's kind of like a reverse play on the whole situation. If you know she's not there for you or you took her from somebody, don't think that somebody can't take her from you. What makes you think? Because you have money? You can't even perform in bed. You think females don't like to have a good sexual time? Come on now. They was probably behind the scenes, like every time it was over, disgusted. Whoever slept with you, So, and we also are hearing that, Laura London, I don't know if she had relations with this guy, Diddy, or whatever, but what I do remember was that she did used to model for Sean John. So just the level of disrespect that, it's just like, you have to be very careful around people, especially selfish people. That's why there's still some artists out there and still some other artists that don't go by this. And I'm not gonna say it's everybody. It's a particular group that feels elite to the things that goes on in hip hop that people don't speak about. And they take advantage of these slots, and then anybody that finds out about it, they're becoming a victim because whether they get paid off to a man sleeping with them or whatever's going on, I don't know what they got going on behind the scenes, but it's gonna get put out in the public. No matter what you think you're doing, man, these times of social media, your business is going to get put out in the street. People are going to find out because you have to also remember you can't just sleep with the person and kill him after. Then you'll find yourself in prison for the rest of your life. So be who you are and stop hiding who you are. That's one of the main reasons. I remember even after with that Drink Champs interview when he rubbed Jadakiss and Fab the wrong way by the way he was speaking. It sounded disgusting what he was talking about. Like, and we know when a man is flirting. We know when somebody's flirting with somebody. You know, it's almost like it's like at that point I felt like he was just being out in the open with whatever he wanted to say and speak to anybody the way he wanted. But I feel like him being bisexual, this thing started way back then. Like, I mean, this doesn't sound like something. This sounds like something he's used to. So him bringing up that, you know, where, as far as where he did it, like in the Trump hotel and this and that, it doesn't necessarily mean that Trump had anything to do with that. It's just the man's hotel. But he feels like in these certain places, these are elite places where not everybody can just come around and hear certain things. Things could be hidden. And just like, remember the Macy's? How they said he paid off somebody in Macy's for the tape or whatever. Things like this, he was using his money to cover up all his mistakes until his money couldn't cover up his mistake, you know? And that's where I see it at, you know, this point. I'm still waiting to hear more information. There's a lot of people that go out to the court out here in New York. They bum rush you with cameras. If you're a part of anything that they feel like they're gonna bum rush you with cameras, it's just a whole mess out there in the city. So I don't know, man. Right up to this point, like one day it feels like he might have some chances in it, and then the next day it just goes right back into the same hole of, you know, totally disgusting, and the overuse of his so-called power that he gained through his celebrity. It's kind of crazy, you know. We here and there I'll jump back and forth on this Diddy thing. The more I remember the things that came up. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me see what you're saying. You said good morning, good morning, good morning. Samers, shouts out to you. It says, okay, so, oh, the Persian Gulf is in the name of a terrible, they're in the middle of a terrible war. It's a very large part of the world. I'm gonna look into that. I didn't get, you know, I was working. I didn't get a chance to look into that. But if you give me a little update or brief me on it, or even give me a link to an article in like the comment section, I'll look it up and I'll definitely speak on that on my Friday live. And I'm gonna also I'll look it up myself as well. But just leave me a comment on that so I can remember after this live is over. And I got a surprise for y'all. Since we've been on this this whole, it's a lot of things going on. I got a little surprise. 10:30 I'll drop another video to it. I think it's gonna your antennas will go up on this one. Another thing I heard too, Rod Wave. What's going on with that? This is for like, okay, so we got Rod Wave. I'm hearing that he got arrested for, I guess, assault. I don't know if he was shooting a gun or whatever happened, but I'm hearing that it all goes down because of a female and him just, I don't, you look, man, when it comes down to the females, you got to think about it, man. You done made it to a certain point where you're labeled as successful. You have a lot of opportunity, a lot of chances to make another hit and another hit to bring in more income. What do? You want to live in the celebrity that you're living in, all of that stuff, you can wipe that out at this point. Just be thankful that you have the opportunity to create and people have ears to listen to and love what you're doing instead of going out there and trying to chase behind people that don't love you. These are types of situations. Yo, let me tell you something about when it comes down to men and women. Women know exactly what to do that can make a man just lose it all. And men, we know exactly what to do that would get us in the biggest of trouble. So why are we in these places and getting in this trouble? Rod Wave is you're a good artist, man. Why are you gonna throw away your career over some chick, man? And I'm pretty sure, see what happens is when you gain more celebrity and the more you're known and you start making more money, that's when a lot of people that don't know you are gonna buy into that. And some people are loving you just because of that point. You don't know if they love you because some people love you because the money you make and they feel like you can probably get this, they can get that out of it and do what they got to do. So you don't know who's really there for you. That's the reason why if you're going to have a relationship, try to keep it offline and try to come in the game with somebody that you could trust on the way up, instead of when you get there and you reach your celebrity, you feel like that person. Because this is what's going to happen. You mess around with the wrong chick. She gets you to a point where or you do something crazy And then it's like now you're in the boom, you're in the news. You got a new mugshot. Like, what's going on, man? Like, guard your career with everything, like how you would guard your life, because your career is detrimental to you. If you go the wrong route with your career, especially making a certain amount of money, yeah, them eyes is gonna be on you, and you can't get away with anything. This is what we're hearing. Look at Lil Durk. Every time I say, give free Lil Durk, or I hope he's doing well, and he could get out so he can lead some of the youth. I hear somebody else saying, "Oh, well, they're tying his music to this, or they have evidence that he's involved with that." These are the things that you're not even supposed to be doing. It ain't cool. It's cool when when you're making money. That's when you could ignore a lot more, and you could deflect a lot of stuff that maybe in the past when you was in the streets, you wouldn't have let that slide. The more you reach your status, it's the more none of that stuff means anything to you. They still, to them people that's still there, that's not accomplished that, they're gonna still feel like that's a one-up. A one-up for you is avoiding it and making more money and feeding your family and doing what you gotta do. Because those types of keys don't open doors. They're in one place. They're making, no matter how much, you could become a millionaire off the corner and you still got to hide the money. You're still going to find yourself in problems. How'd you get the money? And there's a lot of things that go behind it. Now you can only buy certain things. Trust me. When you do it the legal way, then you have opportunity to put that on resume and show other places to gain more money from what you accomplished up till that point. It's a difference in earning, and it's a difference in, look, it doesn't matter how much money that you have in your pocket. The value lays within yourself. You're going to be holding the value. So whatever you do wrong, they're going to put a highlight on it, man. How hard is it not to go back to that nonsense when you know you didn't want to be in that in the first place? You worked hard enough to go try to get some money, and now you got the money, you still want to go back. It's because your mentality is feeling like, oh, like showing it to them. That's not when it comes to wealth, when it comes to getting money, the less you show, the better you're off. I told you, like, even, I wanted to, like we was talking about the other day. Remember when I was talking to you guys about like home invasions and things like that? You would think that the home invasions were only in the hood. No, there's not. What are you going to get out of somebody in the hood in a home invasion? Home invasions now are going for more upscale people that have been successful. I'm hearing that Anthony Anderson, he was targeted in a home invasion, and he's an actor, for those who don't know, really great actor, really funny dude. But he was burglarized, and you got to be careful because people are right now, they are mapping things out. They're planning plans on people. And, if you have a busy schedule and you leave the home and you leave your mansion and you leave wherever you're living and you're thinking that nothing can't go down, no. The richer you are, the more sophisticated the criminal. So people have been watching him and they burglarize it. Now we can guess. You can't guess that every time because criminals are getting more professional. Because of the time that was given back then, it's not the time that people are getting now. So people are, whether they smart enough for the good, or smart enough for the worse, they are being more smarter in the things that they do. This is not, you can always tell about when the crime is over and how it's played out. You can, oh, well, that was somebody that probably was around them and scoped them out. So we got to be very careful about the things that we're doing. It's like, it's either, no matter how much money you think a person has, everybody's still trying to hold on to what they have and trying to build with what they have so they don't have to go out there and put in that much more effort to get or double what they have, in other words. People are trying to find ways. And then you have people out here that's searching for certain people because, look, you put yourself you put yourself in front of a lion, don't think that you're not going to get bit. Don't think that you're not going to get bit. Out of sight, out of mind. Stop showing your stuff and showing everything you got, because the things that I'm telling you, like chains and things like that, there's nothing wrong with it when you can hold it down. If you can hold it down, go get your chain, go get your watch, and be smart wherever you wear it. But 9 out of 10 times, a lot of people the jewelry, this and that, they can't hold it down. Every man is going to say, no, I can hold it down. You can't hold it down. You can't walk through Queens, you can't walk through Brooklyn, you can't walk through the Bronx without somebody approaching you and taking your neck off for it. So what makes you, where you think you holding it down? Maybe in your work environment, so that's when you put it on. Don't put it on everywhere you go and think that somebody ain't gonna put a gun to your head or a gun in your back. I'm telling you, this is how it's going down. It ain't easy in these streets. And another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, that's right. It just struck my mind. It just struck my mind. Hold on. I had it here for you guys. Okay, the update to LGP Qua. Now, like I told you, I didn't think I had that much faith in Philly that it wasn't going to be some OGs. So now they got the two suspects for his murder on camera, and they're younger guys. So they took that boy's life. He was 30 years old, but you know, I still look at him as like youth. So he was 30 years old, and you're gonna take that man's life because of a chain. This is what I'm talking about. Like, what are you getting out of that? What are you getting out of stealing somebody else's belongings? Why don't you go work and go get your own stuff, man? Hustle, get your own stuff. I don't care how you gonna get it, but just don't go out there hurting people to take their chain. You could, even if you want to get at the grimiest and the most aggressive areas, just take up the chain off his neck. Take the chain off his neck. You already up the pistol. Take the chain off his neck and go about your business. The only way that that's not gonna work is if the person knows you. So you got to do something to them. It's like, come on, it's sad out here. You can work hard and get your own things. People work hard for their stuff. Whether they got the money through YouTube, rap, being in the movies, that's their stuff. I don't get why people are still in this mindset like, oh, I got to take from somebody. What you mean you got to take for somebody? The effort you put into taking from somebody, you could build and work on a craft and get it yourself. What you only want to take from that person, you feel like you're going to take from everybody and just going to get away with it? Nah, man, you gotta sharpen your skills up and become an earner, man, not somebody that's going out there and taking from people. And it'll make you a better person when you earn it yourself. And the karma that surrounds all of this, you go snatch somebody's chain, and then something happened to one of your peoples or your family or something like that. Don't think the karma is not real. The people that don't believe in karma are the ones that's being victimized by it, because they're so comfortable in hurting other people and doing whatever to people that they feel like they're not gonna get repercussions. That ain't true. It's just not true. It's out of this world. It's just out of this world, man. People, I see a lot of jealousy and hate going around in our community. I don't like it at all, man. I don't really like it at all, man. I work hard for my things. I work hard for whatever I get. So if I want something and I work hard to get it, I try to enjoy it as much as possible. But if I feel like it's something that it might not suit me or might put me in a position where I gotta defend myself, sometimes I could leave that out, man. I'm like, you know what? I got so much other things I could be doing. I could give something to my niece or my grandmother, my mom's or my brother than me having it. I'm not that type of person where all that stuff I know what makes me. I make me. God made me. So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna go out there and try to just be all blinged up all day like I'm some kind of rapper, because I'm not. I'm not. So when people are so addicted to that lifestyle and how it looks on social media, when they realize that they can do it for themselves, it'd be too late. They already made the mistakes. Can't stand that, man. It sucks out there. It really sucks when you gotta like watch your back. And this is way beyond you just being a rapper. I'm just talking about as a man in the street. If you go moving in the street, on your daily, going to work, whatever, you gotta be more aware of what you're doing, man. Because there's people out here that and it's like fake criminal too. Like it's almost like, when a person, they don't want to fight, so they start trying to pull out a weapon or go try to pick up a stick or something. It's like, yo, what are we doing? We started fighting, I started winning, and now you picking up stuff like, come on, get that type of mentality out of here, man. That's the difference between nowadays and the old school. In the old school, nah, y'all two fight it out, scrap it out. You got, oh, you saying this, you saying that, scrap it out. But nowadays, people can't take that loss. Nah, because it's going to be on social media. People going to be taping it. Now people going to be looking at you as the guy that got punched in the face. I get it. So try to avoid the situation from the jump. If you can't handle what's going down, stop trying to be like everybody else or trying to be like somebody you think you are. You're not that. We already know how it can go down. So we just got to be more aware of, and when it comes down to, look at Chris Brown. Chris Brown is still, like, they're denying him because they feel like he's a liar, but he's going to run. They feel like he's gonna fly away, probably never go back to the UK. But you gotta handle your problems. You know, it's like, it's crazy that now they got him locked up like he's some kind of criminal. We all know he ain't no criminal, but at the end of the day, his mistakes was big enough for them to feel like, yo, nah, we don't trust that. We're not trusting in that somebody got hurt. So it looks like he probably, you know, I don't know how long they're gonna keep him in there. I don't think as long as Diddy or anything, but it's definitely time wasted. They taking time from him because they're trying to show him that, yo, you can't just come in there in their area and start tossing bottles. But how do we know why he tossed the bottle? You think he just walked in the club and started tossing bottles at people? I don't think so. I think that the energy of people going in there maybe might have frustrated him and things went bad, and this is what happens. Like, so sometimes it's not just about, sometimes it's about the people that's around you. Most of the times it's about the people that's around you. If you don't have somebody that can sniff it out, sense like, you know, this ain't gonna be a good night and let's get out of here, let's make moves, then you don't have really no direction. You could be in a place where people, they got something in their head, or, you know, you never know why this whole thing started. Usually it's not, I would say 8 out of 10 times it's not really on the artist. Usually it's somebody, a heckler or somebody just wilding out, and then it sparks the artist up to do whatever, because, you know, the entourage fighting, yeah, they're gonna throw in some punches too if it was directed to them. So you never know how these situations start. So I don't just want to count people out and just say that he just went in there throwing bottles at people. Nah, somebody in there might have upset him, said something crazy, or whatever may happen. You know what I mean? And that's usually how these things type of, you know, they end up in going the wrong route. Now he fly out, go back home, doing what he got to do, and all this time they after him. So the next time he land, he's gonna be in trouble. Like, you know, another thing I seen that was a lot of people were talking about was this whole like Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. It's crazy. Now she's come out and she, you know, she's upset that how people are still talking about it. Well, yeah, people are gonna be still talking about it, Megan, and it's not just on just you, but I mean, the man is doing 10 years of his life, and he was just yesterday, he was a top selling artist. He has a fan base too. People are gonna want to talk about these things. So don't be so surprised that people just talking about it. But I don't know what happened. You know, up to this point, yeah, so they charged him with him shooting her, so that's what he's serving time for. I don't know if they're gonna bring it back up. That's the reason why I don't really, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, you know, you gotta go for what they said for now, unless they're gonna fight this and bring it back up. But it don't, I mean, there's a lot of things pointing to the reason why people are arguing, saying that, you know, he possibly wasn't the one that shot her. So, and I've seen some videos on it in the past, and it doesn't seem like she's all the way too like sold on it that he might be the one. But he put himself in this position, man, and now he ends up in prison and he's getting stabbed up. It just goes to show you he don't know how to maneuver. Yeah, he might have the money to be in these places and do these certain things, but when it comes to like being street smart and just being smart in general, he don't know how to maneuver. He don't know how to maneuver. You can't be, you know, it's just, I don't think some people get it. Like you can't just like think that you can do whatever you want. You got to show it. It's a lack of respect out here, especially in the streets. I know people that got more money than people but still show respect to certain people because the type of person they are and the things that they did for them. They don't base like friendships on money. Like when you start basing like a friendship on money, that's just, it goes to show you that it's not going to last. It's not going to last. There's always going to be somebody with more money than you. There's always going to be somebody that's you know, that's making more and can do more. But if you just judge it on the money, then you worshiping the person. Now it's not leveled out. You know, you want to judge somebody on their you know, their morals and how they are as a person with you, and that's what you really judge them off of. Don't really judge them off of somebody's bank account. Everybody looking at the bank account, but the longer you look at other people's bank account, that just shows you how long it's going to take for you to even to make a change in your bank account. You got to start working for yourself and start getting yourself together instead of all this nonsense. Look where this stuff gets you. Trying to get in to do something, and then look, you end up bumping into people like the diddler and all of this, and then now they're taking advantage of you because they know you want the opportunity, right? So do this. It's like, These are bad intentions. They have bad intentions from the start. It's bad out there. It sucks. It really, really sucks. They're locking people up every single day. Every single day I'm hearing somebody new get locked up. I knew it wasn't going to, and you know what? I knew it wasn't going to be too long before they caught the dudes that did that to homie out in Philly, Qua in Philly, because with all these cameras, people feel like you think that the camera can't rewind. I think AI has caught more people in the last few years than ever, especially with the cameras and things like that. You know, back in my time, I'm not to sound old, but yo, hey, I made it. Back in my time, they used to have cameras like on. I remember when they put like cameras like 109, 110, like around the Gabru area, and I just seen they had the cameras up, and they would have people. It never stopped people from selling drugs. Nah, it don't stop. People don't like, because you just see, you're not thinking that they're staring at you, but it's not the fact that there's a bunch of people staring at you. It's the fact that they can rewind and get back to the same time where any incident happened. And in these times with all these types of cameras and the AI involved, yeah, you don't even think that you're gonna get away with it, man. Don't even think. Just when you do it, just know that, yo, one of these days they're gonna catch up with you. Don't think that you're gonna be able to be killing people and going around like you some serial killer. Nah, it don't work that way in this world. It don't work that way. You gotta find yourself a job. There's nothing wrong with getting yourself a job, and even if you have plans to retire at a certain age or do whatever, maybe you want to do some traveling, you wanna buy into things. You have to have a job, have a stable job first, stack your money, put it to the side, pay your bills, do the right things, and then that good karma will come around. So when it's your turn to start a business, things will thrive for you. That's what it's all about, man. I don't. It's what more can I say when it comes down to this, man? The rules are still the rules, man. The, like, life don't come with instructions, but it does come with laws. And if you don't know the laws, then you're in trouble. You're gonna find yourself in one of these. And what's up with these everybody dating the same chick? I don't like that stuff, man. What's up with that? This is what people talk especially in when it comes down to hip hop in the industry. People are gonna talk regardless. So even if they tell one person, that person tell one person, it's gonna go around, man. And your character is gonna be on display one day. Social media is nothing to play with. It's nothing. Don't come up here showing all what you got. And I just bought this. I got this money here and there, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people watching. They might not be watching the same day you post it, but as the years go, months go, weeks go, whatever, they're gonna catch up with the video, and then they're gonna see, oh yeah, that's what it's about. Okay, cool. And they know you're not like that. You can look through social media and know you're not like that. You don't got anybody that's going to hold you down like that. You ain't got it like that to even pay these lawyer fees, so why get yourself into this stuff, man? It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy out here. Don't think that you can come to New York or one of these places like LA and do whatever you want. That's not gonna happen. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so surprised as far as Diddy. Like, he knew exactly what chicks to pick. I don't know whether they ain't have brothers, whether he saw like their parents were a little older and they couldn't really. He felt like he can do whatever with anybody that he picked, because he knows how he had this mind control thing going on. Not everybody. Not it's not it's that ain't gonna work with everybody. Trust me on that. It's not gonna work with everybody. It don't sound good. Right now, what I'm hearing with his case and everything, it doesn't sound good for him. It don't sound good. It doesn't sound like it's gonna end up him doing life, but it does sound like it's the end of this is gonna be something that we probably gonna be like, wow, that's crazy. It's crazy. I'm hearing that. I also heard that Freddie P said this. He said that not all of his kids are with him on his side, really. It's like the two twin, I guess the twins, they're innocent in this whole thing. They got to hear all of this stuff that's going on about their father and the things that he does. But then you have, I believe it was Justin or one of them, the one I believe was it Albie Shore. He's not, because there's possibilities that people are saying online that allegedly he had something to do with Kim Porter and this and that. And you can't like kind of scratch it out because a lot of people that was on Bad Boy Records are either passed away or who knows what they're hiding somewhere. You don't see their faces anymore. So it's almost one of those things that make you say, damn, like really? Like it's crazy. I don't know, as far as what Cassie did when she said it, I don't think she did anything wrong. I think that what we heard from her, just be, that's when you know a person is not lying. Like everything she said didn't benefit her. So you know she was telling the truth. Everything she said didn't benefit her, but she just kicked her story. This is how it went down. This is how she got caught up in the mix. Whether it be, yeah, she was down with this one day and then he took advantage of the next day, that's what it was. She laid it out. So I give her props for because knowing that, some people don't know how to take information and they just want to hear like little thing and say, oh, no, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But she just kept it, just telling the way it was, the way it went down, all the net from the nasty stuff all the way up to, his demands and the things that he would do that would scare people. She just told it like it was. And that's how the truth usually gonna sound. It might not sound all the way good in your benefit, but when you get it all out of you, no, not only is that healing, but it just goes to show you this is what it was, and you can take it how you want to take it. But she's looking at herself. I'm a victim of this man's, his evilness. So that's how that part is looking. Today I will see what's going on with this whole Kid Cudi. I'm hearing a lot of witnesses and a lot of people they're scared to go up there too. I mean, you got to put on your big boy drawers, your big girl panties, and if it's calling you, if justice is calling for you, and you can help somebody out, that's where you need to be, man. You don't get yourself in these positions unless you put yourself there. I think that overpowerness and the drugs included, it took him to a different place. Man, nothing is like it used to be, man. Especially the drugs and it's just a lot of things that's just corrupting people. See, once these people have something over your head and they know that you're doing something illegal or you're doing things that could land you in jail, they're not going to tell just then. They're going to wait. And the minute something goes down with them against you or this and that, they're going to hang that over your head like a mistletoe. I'm telling you, that's how that industry and them work. They're like hanging things over people's head and showing people character. We're going to hear a lot of the rappers that we thought wasn't, we're going to hear a lot about that too. Some people are not going to be able to even digest that. Especially a lot of these dudes, a lot of old school hip hop dudes, they don't want to believe certain things but when you hear about these stories, man, this has been happening for a long time. You just can't play that way with everybody. See, that's the difference. Not every rapper out there is going for that. That's not going to happen to every rapper. It's only going to happen to the type of rapper that comes in and still looking for more opportunity. When they get in there, they want to make millions, this and that, without making the hit. They want to go be in these certain places without being invited. Yeah, those are the people that they VIP passes comes with something. Comes with cum. That's what it's looking like, man. It's bad out there, man. Sometimes you gotta thank God for the things that He didn't put you through. You might be right now thinking that something, you're in a bad position, or life hasn't treated you a certain way. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes it's just that you haven't figured out a place, a comfort where God said, okay, you're comfortable there. This is where you're gonna prosper your best at. You're just in a place of still eyes wide looking around what everybody else is doing. Once you start concentrating on yourself, you can bring the best out of yourself. And when it comes down to sex, fellas, don't think the drugs enhances sex, man. It doesn't, not one bit, not one bit. Now they have natural products and drinks and foods that enhance sex. But if you don't know about it, you think another guy's going to tell you? No. We're going to show your girl. We're going to show your girl the difference. Is the money worth over the time spent? And then once you weigh out that dynamic, you realize, man, the times these people be out, they be out with their homeboys so long, they ain't got no time to come home and make love to their chick. Hell no. Ain't like they don't want to be there, they just can't perform. They can't. They're played off like it's cool, but at the end of the day, man, all of that's going behind people's back and sleeping around, this, that. Y'all sleeping with Diddy? That's what was going on. So all this time y'all want to act like somebody messed up the hip hop game. I think it was him. It was him holding secrets and taking these tactics that these old businessmen was taking back in the day, and because they couldn't sleep with the girls they want. So now they got to get these tactics to try to pull them in and do what they want. And it doesn't say everything for the fellas too. It's the females, y'all hold some responsibility too. You can't just be going out there and just messing around with any old body for their money, because then there's a lot that comes with it that you might not like. Every single hole in your body will get something put in it from these weirdos if you keep that type of mentality up. You got to do better. Fix your crown, queen. Stop going out there and just doing anything for anything. I told you that stuff doesn't work. It only puts you in a position where you lose yourself in the mix. You know how many females lost themselves trying to be somebody that they didn't even know? That stuff it doesn't make sense. That's why I tell the youth and all the girls coming up, you don't got to go out there and start changing up your body and start getting these people to put medication, because later on in life, you don't realize all that medication in your body or whatever you did, you don't know what's going to happen to you. You don't know how you're going to grow, or these are things that quick, I just want to look like this. Then all of a sudden you look like everybody else. And now you get lost in the bunch just like everybody else. Yeah, you might have some celebrity attached to it, but at the end of the day, if you really see the fellas that's willing to go long term, nobody's going for that. Nobody's going to go for that. Nobody's going to go for that, man. You got to start doing better, man. Come with some worth, man, instead of chasing people down for whatever they made. Don't just put a price tag on your head and just get naked and run into the industry. That's what I'm saying. Do better than that. You know what I'm saying? And make sure when a guy he likes you, he's not saying he loves you just because of your looks. Bring something to the table where he can be intrigued by, so you know that you'll have a better chance of staying with that person if that's what they want. You come in there, all you could offer is sex. You think that's gonna work? How long do you think that could work for you? How long do you think that's gonna work? That's not gonna work. Come on now. And with the race that the things that's happening on social media, we're gonna start seeing, like I have a couple videos coming up to just show you how us as men, the emotion towards females are changing because of social media. Not being able to trust people. There's a lot of cheating going on. A lot of chicks that would do anything for anybody without even meeting them yet. They got people all in their DMs. It's like they got a whole school of people in their DMs and think that somebody's gonna be loyal to them. So then it's like this off balance of fake love versus real love. And it's sad out there. If you don't know what that's really about, man, stay far away from that stuff. Who don't want to sleep with a celebrity? But as far as staying in long term, that's when the problem comes in, because one side gonna feel like they can do whatever they want, and the other side is gonna feel like, you know what, I don't even need to be here. Let me go do this. That's what usually happens. And or you see one of these guys. Whenever I see a guy like, and he wild out, he got money, wild out, start putting his hands on females and things like that. The first thing that comes to my head is a sucker. But then I start thinking when I start breaking it down, I start realizing, like, no, this is a person that they felt like they can do it and say whatever they want. So when somebody, goes back up against them now, it's like I have to put in that control. Like, not everybody's a tough guy. I keep telling you that, man. All that tough guy stuff is gonna land people in prison. You gotta be the guy that knows how to make the smartest moves. And don't be like Puff and treat everybody like pawns. People are human beings. If you don't want to work with somebody, don't work with somebody. Just go about your business. But don't have to put people in positions for them to fail and do these little things that's going to mess up their career, because all that karma is going to come right back to you, and it's going to hit you dead in the face. That's the way I look at it. I'm telling you, if you don't hear from anybody else, trust and believe. Karma is real. Karma is real. I know a lot of people saying, oh no, it's just revenge culture. No, it's not just about revenge culture. This is about social media, open people to a platform where you can start explaining and describing someone's character to people that might not have seen that person in that type of light. So now there's a question on that person's character, and what they do and say, it's gonna play straight towards that character to see if there's some truth that we can see in that. You don't see what's going on? That's why, I'm telling you, you're going to see in these times that a lot of people, they're going to find themselves in these same Diddy positions. That's why when you hear things in behind the scenes like, oh, I can't believe Smokey Robinson, but he was such a nice guy. You don't know that. He was a nice guy for the 5 minutes you interviewed him or you met him and said hi, he signed the autograph. But do you know his actual lifestyle? With all the females that love him and start chasing him down, you know, do you know how they were treated? You don't know these things. The older you get as a man, your habits, if your habits are not that bad, then you won't get yourself in these places. But if you have bad habits, it's gonna the older you are, the habits don't disappear. You know how many people are addicted to sex because the over sexualization of social media right now? They're not gonna admit it to you. There's so many people watching more porn than ever, you know? You know how many, look, man, we're gonna start seeing a lot of this types of information coming out on different types of celebrities, movies, movie actors, and different things like that. There's no covering it up. What you did in the past, it can't be erased. But if they have evidence and showing things and have, well, then it's wicked out here. It's wicked. For the people that want to you like get money and you have that money mindset, you want to do better for your family. I want to do like I want to do something new. I haven't came up with it yet. I'm working on a few things, but it is a way where you can make money and don't have to put yourself in these types of risky positions and still be the man, still be that chick, instead of putting yourself out there before you even get it, and you got like this fake it till you make it uniform type of situation going on, and nobody want to invest into you now because you display you display yourself as you got it all. So in these times that doesn't work. Back in the day that will work. Like, oh, he has money, let me just add on to it or help him out with this and that. But in these times, if you're not truthful about what you're going through, or truthful about where you at in your financial, standpoint in your life, then nobody's gonna be supporting you. If you're not truthful to the people, you're just selling products and you don't even use them, and you're just fooling people just to make a quick buck, then people are not gonna buy into that. You have to, the more truthful you are as a person, the better it makes you as a person that can be successful and be honest with the people. That's all people are really looking for right now, because you got the whole world telling you something that it really isn't, and then things are happening and now it's like, okay, let's switch it up now. That's being dishonest with the people. So the people latch on to honest people. Me, myself, I'm an honest person. If you want the truth from me, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not going to lollygag around information that I have that could possibly help you out. I mean, what type of person would I be doing something like that? You might have more YouTube subscribers than me. That doesn't mean I'm going to hold back on some information where it can't take you to the next level. Seeing you get to the next level makes it an understanding in myself to know that there is a next level. It's all about how you think about things, man. Don't look at your own people and say, you know what, I gotta knock him out the way to get there. Because then when you get there, somebody gonna knock you out the way. It's like life is like dominoes, man. If you hit one, they all knocking down, man. You have to keep everything up for it to be stable enough. It's no problem with everybody around you making money. It shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't bother you. That should not bother you at all. If that bothers you, you have to look within yourself, and then you start realizing why you're not where you're supposed to be. It's because that type of mentality. People that work hard for their stuff appreciate their stuff. People that just get stuff handed to them, it loses depreciation. Everything depreciates. They don't see the hard work that goes behind it. There's a difference in mentality. And I think that all of that money that he took from all these other artists as their contracts, this and that got his head like this big, that big. I'm losing memory here. I'm losing some of my memory, but yeah. So today I will definitely and look out after this is over. Subscribe to the channel as well. But after this is over, I have a new video dropping at 10:30, and we're gonna have so many new videos dropping this week. Yeah, man, I wish I could just tell y'all, but I can't right now. I can't right now. We're in the baby stages, but I'm working on something new. I feel good about it. Just a lot of kinks and things I have to touch up to make sure things go right. That's what you do when you're building, you're investing, you're putting your money in places, and you have things that can be, valuable to other people as far as information. That's when you feel good. Not when you holding back something that you probably can't accomplish on your own. I gotta make these accomplishments, and if I'm not successful at them, I'm not bringing it to the table. I gotta have some form of success so I can say, so and so, check this out, do this, you can do this, and then it works, and then yeah, then we got people that they more trusting in what you're saying. If I keep coming over here clickbaiting and saying this about that and it's not working out, then after a while, people don't want to get down with that. I wouldn't want to get down with that. After a while, I'm like, I know it's going to be clickbait. So make sure straighten up, man. Straighten up out there. There's a lot of things going on. You don't want to find yourself involved in none of this. Especially you got these funny names with these sex workers like the Punisher, this and that. These are people that they're out here doing this sex type of work. It's not the type of business you want to get involved with. It's not the type of business that you're gonna be safe. So I feel like that not only did the money put him in a position to end up telling on himself and end up getting himself in trouble. That's sometimes if when you do wrong with your money, that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes people they have their eyes on you and they just wait for that little mess up and then boom, they on you. It's crazy. I would never ever bring myself or stoop that low to just take from people, whether it be doing something harmful to someone or just take somebody. It's just it's not in me to do. There's a level of competition when it comes down to a person in your same field. That's a different level of competition, and that's nothing wrong with that. It's just two minds that think alike is definitely gonna butt heads at a certain point, but within there's still growth. When you have a jealous spirit, there's no growth within there. That's all destruction. That's all greed and all that stuff is destruction. I'm gonna take everything you have. Yeah, you destroyed him and you got his money. One day somebody's gonna come around and destroy you. So don't move in that type of energy. Always move in creating new things and not being scared to take a leap and not being scared to fail and get up from that failure and be a stronger person because now you know the information. Now you know what not to do. The more you pick on the things that's not what you're not supposed to do, it gives you a level of understanding of the things you should be doing. And sometimes people look on social media and think the world is that small. There's so many other things. There's so many other routes that you can take that you can become successful. Just pay attention to the people that's really that's in these spaces that you might want to be in. Formulate your information and see what in that information works for you and the things that you need to hone in on or work on your skills or whatever you have to do to get there. But do it, take your time and do it, because that journey right there, that's going to be the beauty in everything. When you get to the finishing point, remember, the finishing point says I have to do something else or I have to maintain it. That's not always the happiest point. The happiest point is when you're just doing something and you love doing it and you're climbing, you're climbing, and you're climbing. Don't just get stuck with it. I feel like don't get when you just get a whole bunch of money and you're sitting there with the money, you don't know what's next to do. That's when the vultures start coming and they want to spend the money for you. Hell no. Hell no. There's still, like I don't want to say all the clothing brands. There's still some, when it comes down to clothing and certain brands, there's still some brands out there that we can still trust out here. Don't think that it's every brand. Like I feel like Polo, you got like Nike, what else? Levi's. You got certain brands that they made a mark in our culture. They made a mark in America. And these are the brands that you can count on. There's a lot of other brands, like they so-called luxury brands that they're taking from the culture. They're taking people's inspiration. They're taking this and they're adding it to and those are the brands you got to watch out for. So it's very tricky. It's very tricky when it comes to that stuff. Don't be the person in all the logos all over for you and you ain't getting paid. You standing up there with logos on you like a race car and then you're not getting paid for none of that. You don't think you're somebody, you don't think you're a person of value, you don't think that you can draw a crowd or make people say, you know what, I like that, I'm gonna buy that. Well, if you are that person, don't let somebody sell you short. I'm not with that. I don't like coming up here and just sporting off all these people's stuff and they don't care nothing about me. No, I'm not. You'll never ever get it like that. When you see me wearing something, it's brands that you can at least trust in, or brands that we grew up in to believe that they're who they are, because they never went outside and did anything that was, detrimental to our community, our culture, anything like that. There's still some good people out there in this world, but it just seems so scarce when you have so many people doing anything for money. I never, ever, 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 ever thought that that would be the best thing to do for anybody. It's prostituting yourself, and you're using like a prostitute mindset. I just got to get it for the money, and at the end of the day, you never win. You never win. Learning is how you win. Learning and loving what you're doing and trying to find yourself in new ventures and new things like that. That's what keeps you going. Instead of like looking over at whatever everybody else is doing, it builds like this jealous spirit within you. Don't get into that stuff. Trust me. You can do the same thing. If you really love it that much, then you can get information from that person. If not that person, somebody else that's in that field, that you can be in those same positions. But looking over and saying, I just want to take that. So what happens when you take that? You didn't earn it, but you just want to take it. What are you going to do with it? You're probably not going to take it as further than they would, because they really love it. So find yourself in the things that you love, and just know that there's an opening in every place. That if you're good at something, there's always going to be an opening for you. If you suck at it and you just want to make money from it, then the opening might not be that, it might not be that kind to you, you know? So I look at life like that. I look at life like, there's always going to be people standing in front of you to try to trip you up or push you back. But if you don't have enough strength when you enter, or you enter those people you see standing next face to face with them, you don't have the strength to push them out the way to get where you got to go, then you ain't supposed to be there. That's the way I look at it. Life it's sweet, but it's also a lot of fighting in it. You got to fight yourself to wherever you feel like there's the top, what you love doing. I want to leave you guys with that. I appreciate you guys. Share this video, please, please, please share this video. I'm gonna check out what you're saying, the Persian Gulf. I'm gonna check it out. I'm not the one that dips into all the news, because some of this stuff, it's just not for me. But if it has something to do with people being hurt and things like that, yes, we all human beings, and I'll definitely check it out. But war costs money, man. War costs money, and you can't go to war without having some money. So even within that field, there's a level of who takes big chip takes little chip, So you have to know that when it comes down to war, it's always involving money, and it formulates around the same thing: greed. Might not be that much of jealousy, but greed plays a big part when it comes down to war. And you gotta be prepared, If you don't have the right blueprint on your success of whatever it be, whether it be war, whether it be your business, then you ain't gonna go nowhere. That's just how it is, man. And watch, within the next 2 days, we'll see the guy that killed that young man out there in Philly over a chain. A chain. These are the things people look up. They say a chain, and they probably never even went into a jewelry store to see how much a chain would cost, one that they like. They just see it there and know that they don't have nothing right now, and let's go do this. But after it's all over and you take that man's soul, you take that man's life, you mean to tell me what you could feel good with throwing that chain around your neck or wherever you got to do to get money for that chain? Nah, it ain't gonna work out for you. A lot of these kids, their mentalities, they are in the wrong direction. There's a lot of people pushing peace, but every other day you hear somebody wrongfully hurt. That's what America's not going for. I'm telling you guys, people that's going out there and trying to make a living without having to attach this nonsense, once people like that start getting hurt, then it leaves that much of a small gap for criminals to even move around. I'm telling you, don't be a criminal, you guys. It don't pay in these times. It don't pay. You make what you can make, double up on what you triple. Learn new things, y'all. Learn new things. The market right now, certain fields are so saturated that you can't make any money in it. So wisen up and stop going and trying to do what everybody else does, because you never know. The thing that you think everybody's doing, not everybody's going to be successful doing that. Not everybody's going to be successful doing that. Learn to invest in yourself and love the people around you, all right? I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. At 10:30, I got a new video dropping. I want you guys to tune in. It's really interesting, and I have more videos coming for this week. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love y'all. I get up.